Well, hello, welcome again to a reading through of Iliad, book 22, and I got up last time to line 157. And so at this stage, Hector is being pursued and chased by Achilles, and Homer has mentioned various different sites that they've gone past, and the last one of these was this place where the women used to do the washing, these plunoi, so I mentioned up here, and he finished off with this rather poignant line here that this is where the women used to wash the sparkling clothes of the Trojans, where the women and the beautiful daughters, etc., previously in the time of peace, before the sons of the Achaeans came. And that's where we finished last time, and we move. So we have a te. It was at that place then, paradramitane, that's a duel, that the two of them were running around at that place. Fugone, one of them fleeing, or trying to escape, and the other one pursuing from behind, Dioko. In front, a noble man was fleeing, was trying to escape, and a man who was better by far was pursuing him swiftly. So Homer repeats the idea here. Since this is quite poignant again here, the two of them were not contending. This is from anumai, is the verb, to strive or to compete. So the two were not competing for a hiereion, that is, for a beast for sacrifice, udi bo aein, nor for a hide. Possibly it might be a shield, because they used hides to make shields. Things which are ethlia, which are prizes for the feet of men. So they weren't striving for that, they weren't contending for that, Allah, but understand they were contending or fighting for, sorry, no, it's theon, the verb here, but they were running. This is from theo, imperfect. They were running in regard to the very life of horse taming Hector. They were running for the life, for the soul of horse taming Hector. As when aethlophoroi, prize winning, this is that funny expression here, single hoofed. It's really a mia here, and the onyx, which is the can mean a talon, but it can also mean the hoof of a horse. So when the single hoofed prize winning horses, when they trochosi is to wheel around. So when they very swiftly wheel peritermata around the turning points. So this is in one of these races and competitions. So you race along and you get to a turning point and you turn around and come back. This is the termata. This is from trukao, to wheel around. It's connected with trokos and so on. Tot de meg katai, and this great prize is lying for them, either tripos, a tripod, or a woman. Now we get a genitive absolute when a man has died. So probably something like when an important man has died. I think this is generally taken to be a reference to funeral games. So this great prize is lying there for them when a man of importance has died, either a tripod or a woman. Hostotris, thus the two of them, that's a dual here, thus the two of them three times. Dine thetain, they were whirling, from dinio, they were whirling. It's a dual passive here, were being whirled, but often passive for middle, for active really. They were whirling, Perry, notice the accent here goes with Pauline, whirling around the city with their swift feet. But the gods, all the gods, Horontai, were looking on. And the Pater, the father of gods, of men and gods, the father of men and gods, made a beginning of words to them. O Popoi, very funny expression here, Popoi, we've had it before. It's a word of surprise, of certain degree of horror. Hard to put into English. It's sort of almost like bloody hell. Isn't this terrible? Philon andra dio kominon peritakos. A man who is dear. Oh, well, I've got to go to the next page here. It says ophthalmoisi horomai. So I see with my eyes, and then this is the object of the verb. I see with my eyes a man who is dear being chased around the wall, being pursued around the wall. And there's the ophthalmoisi horomai. So I see with my eyes a man who is dear being pursued around the wall. My Hektor, my heart, olefuritai, is taking here a genitive, hektoros. It means here to lament or feel pity for, so lament. So my heart laments for Hektor, who, and we get this pola many times, perhaps translated as many times. The epi is a preverb with ekain, from kaio, to burn, and it's a goes with the epi. So who on many occasions he burnt the thighs of oxen moi for me, on the peaks of Ida with its many folds, that is, many ridges. Alote, at another time then, understand he did the same, en pole aquatate, in the top part of the city. Might even say the Acropolis, which is where the same roots are coming from. Non aute, but now then, glorious Achilles, Dioke, pursues Hektor out on him with his swift feet around the city of Priam. Al agati, but come, Fradzesthai, take thought, O gods. And this is from Matiao or Matiamai, so it's deliberate or contrive or plan. So perhaps deliberate might be good here, or plan. How either, we get A and A, so either we might save men for out on him from death, or now, Damasomen, we might tame min him, although he is noble. Well, it's sort of by means of Achilles, son of Peleus, so via Achilles, son of Peleus, by using Achilles. Interestingly, that although Achilles is going to do the killing, the gods see it as that they're in control, that they're really, it's almost as though the humans are puppets and the gods are controlling them. Because they say either we will save him or we will tame him. And we're simply going to use Achilles, son of Peleus, to do that. Tondauti prosie penthea glaucopus Athena. And grey-eyed goddess Athena in turn addressed him, or then addressed him. O pater, agi karane, O father. Now the Karanos is the thunderbolt. I think the arg here is the bright hue of the bright thunderbolt, I think it is. Kalai Nephes, black clouded one. Hoyon eapes, such a thing you have said. Now we have to go down a little bit here. It's a question. So do you wish apps again, ex analusai, to rescue, to save out, so to rescue, it's out from, dus akios thanatoio, Now, this word is debatable as to its exact meaning. It might mean either ill-sounding, if we take the ache from that ak, or connected with echo, and so on, or whether you take it from akos, meaning misery, so from death, which brings much misery. A man who is noble, long ago, for the pali, destined to his fate. So just to do that bit again, it's complicated. So, such a thing you have said. Do you want, again, it's to rescue, to take out from under, so to rescue this man who is noble from an either ill-sounding or causing much misery, death, who is long ago destined to his fate. So if you want to do all that, do it. It's an imperative here. There's an epsilon missing here. If you want to do that, then do it. Ata, but, is very strong, but. Utoi pantes epainiomen theoi aloi, but all the other gods, this is a future here with the signal lost, but all the other gods will not praise you. In other words, if you want to do this, well, go and do it, but don't expect the other gods to be happy about it. The other gods will not praise you. Then the cloud gathering, Nephilagereta, Zeus, in reply addressed her. Take heart, O Tritogeneia. Now this title is used only 3 times in the Iliad, and the meaning is disputed. One possible meaning is born from the river Triton. There are other interpretations. Again, you need to see commentaries on this to get all the different possible meanings of this. It's one of those titles of Athena, not used very often at all in the Iliad. Philon tekos, my dear child. Unu tithoma pro phroni mutheamai. It's a funny expression here. It's something like, I was not saying this, something like in outright anger. In other words, in earnest. In other words, I didn't really mean what I said. So I was not saying this in outright anger, or I did not say this in any way with earnest soul, or something like that. For the thumos, I did not say this with an earnest or zealous soul, thumos, but I wish to be apios, gentle to you. Erxon hope de toi noos epleto. Do, imperative, this is from erdo, so it could be from ergo or erdo. So do whatever, so act in whatever way the mind might be, or the mind is for you. So act in the way in which your mind is set. This pelamai is a funny verb here. It's often used instead of the verb to be. Apparently it's connected with an Indo-European root meaning to turn, so whichever way you turn. Might be, you could paraphrase it a little bit there, but it's basically do whatever your mind tells you to do, and do no longer, for the eti and me, so no longer eroio, no longer draw back. This is from ero e. So ero e. So this is an imperative here. So you've got ero e and contracts to give you the imperative. So do not draw back. Hos apon, thus speaking, otrune, literally he stirred up. So perhaps sent on Athena, who was previously memauian. This is a feminine participle. It's from that mema'a verb, to be desire, to desire something. So she who previously desired, so she was busting to go, and he's basically now sending her off, despite the fact that she was already previously very keen to go. And she went Ixasa darting from Isso, darting down the peaks or crags of Olympus. And that is the next part of Book 22.